join a team already stacked with veterans like Ryan Moorhead, Justin Cornell, and Tim Montresor, who have won events in the PSP before and come into this year with a strong will to get back to the top. With absolutely no holes in their roster, Impact is under a lot of pressure to perform. With all the talent now on this team, they are an instant contender for Houston Heat's title. The only questions remaining are, what starting lineup do they go with, and can all these stars play on the same page? But even if just half of them show up with their A game, they're an instant favorite to win the PSP title this season. Coming off one of the most successful years any professional team has ever had in only their first year together, every pro team in the world is looking to knock Houston Heat off their pedestal. But that's a tough proposition, given the depth of their talent, the strength of their leadership, and Heat's drive to stay at the top. Bad news for the rest of the league is that their roster is exactly the same for 2013. The three Russian killers, Sergei Solnitskov, Mishka, and Konstantin Fedorov, all had an amazingly productive 2012. Also, the clutch ability of Sam Monville, who won Heat their first event in Phoenix last year, the best snake player 2012 Chad George, and the best coach in paintball Jason Trojan make Heat difficult to defeat under any circumstance. Even though most of the top teams have made power moves to strengthen their rosters, Houston Heat is still the team to beat in 2013.
And we are back here, so unfortunately for Omaha Vicious fans, they lose to Upton 187 crew. 187 advances to play San Antonio X Factor to see who is going to be in the Champions Division, who's going to be in the Challengers Division. Now, elite teams about to throw down here. Edmonton Impact taking on Houston Heat in the quarterfinals. Man, this is going to be a great game. But check us out. We've been getting a ton of response from the webcast about people throwing PBA webcast parties. So, hey, take a picture of your party, post it on Instagram, tag hashtag PBA party, and at Paintball Access, and the winning image will be featured on the webcast. But remember, we got to broadcast this out to keep it G-rated. I know how crazy you paintball people are. All right, so, boys, what do you think about this matchup? You're looking at Ryan Moorhead on your screen. There's Bart Yakmak, the owner of Impact, and, you know, such a stellar lineup for them this season.
Well, the question is going to be, are the stars going to produce? You know, you look on Edmonton Impact's side, there's Ryan Moorhead on your screen right there, the American Ninja Warrior. He has been just handling business for Impact over there on the Dorito side of the field. Justin Rabikoff, Mr. Purple, with all the purple beanie, the purple loader, you know, out there doing his thing this whole event. Is he going to show up and produce right now? You know, and then same thing for Houston Heat. Sam Monville, Chad George, Fedorov, Sergey. I mean, are these guys going to show up? Yeah, we got an interview right now on the sidelines with Lauren Kelly.
Down here on the sidelines in the Impact pit with Greg Sewers. Greg, you guys practiced Heat just before the tournament, so how did that go?
We actually played them for 3 days. One of them got a little rained out, but first day was a lot of back and forth, and then when we practiced them the following day, we felt pretty dominant. So we didn't even have all our guys. A couple of us had to fly home for work for a day and come back, and the team still held out, so feeling pretty good.
All right, so you're pretty confident for today. What do you guys need to do out there on the field to make sure you win this?
Not do what we did yesterday. We ended up running around like monkeys, not staying on our lanes. We need to go back to basics, you know, filling behind the guy in front, working together, working in pairs, and getting the communication across the field. Very basic.
All right, well, 10 seconds until that first point starts. We'll see what happens.
I think what Greg Sewers is trying to say is stop getting penalties. I think that's like, you know. But you know what, Greg Sewers, super great paintball player. Split screen, left side is Houston Heat, right side is Impact on the breakout, losing one on the break quickly.
Fedorov gets shot in the top of the loader and he walks off, and Sergey also gets shot out of that stand-up can. Justin Rabikoff attacking the middle of the field early, standing right there at the Xbox, trying to control the Dorito side of the field of Houston Heat.
And the reason we call it the Xbox is Originally, that big A in the middle of the field, the race bunker, used to be a big X. So that box behind it, systematically we call it the X box.
Oh, speaking of penalties, Houston Heat just drawing one right now as Mishka getting number 77 getting pulled out there. And that is gonna not be good for Houston Heat here. And this first point is, you know, when two really top teams are playing each other, you've really got to play that first point clean, because when you're talking about momentum, it's really tough to go out there and at least it's a minor, so it will come off the board here. But still, that's, you know, you get a penalty out there, first point, you're basically spotting Edmonton Impact one off the break.
Yeah, you know, look, and Ryan Moorhead hanging the flag, but look at the versatility of Justin Rabikoff. He's up in the X box, like we said. The X box is the thing right behind that big A. We call it the X box, obviously, because it was right behind the X before. But Justin Rabikoff usually plays the snake. So let's just look at these graphics real quick. Justin Rabikoff and Chad George.
Justin Rabikoff, ranked number 7 here right now, getting 1.15 kills a game.
Oh, that's filthy. That's nasty. That's just straight filthy. And Chad George, one of the best snake players of 2012, ranked 34 here at this event, and we're going to be right back after this.
A&S Gear rocks the largest inventory of any paintball retailer. From our massive selection of guns to our endless supply of goggles, ANSgear.com can supply your every paintball need. We have a large selection of paint in stock and the best loaders on the market. Our huge inventory of jerseys and pants ensures that we have sizes for all different types of players. Don't forget, we also carry the highest quality paintball tanks. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner. Shop now at ANSgear.com.
Here we go, Houston Heat, the reigning, defending world champions here in the PSP. Such a dominant performance in 2012. 3 wins and a second place. The worst they did was 5th, which is ridiculous considering that last year was the very first year that team was together. So, very impressive. But Edmonton Impact, it's also crazy that we're seeing this match right now. Edmonton Impact versus Heat, because this could be a finals match.
Absolutely, without doubt, Maddie. You know, look at Chad George and Sam Monville. You know, look like Chad George got little clips going in right there, but look at the breakout. Doubling up the back center, and there goes the second move on the Dorito side of the field.
Well, this is the breakout. These are the players that we want to see from Houston Heat in these positions. Fedorov tried to come to the snake side. Both teams kind of did something out of the ordinary that first game, but this is more what you should expect to see from Houston Heat, which was so successful for them last year. Bodies dropping on both sides of the field right now as Big Sergey gets shot out of that tall stand-up can again for the second game in a row, but Justin Cornell taking the walk early for Edmonton Impact. Ref checking out. There's Greg Sewers on your screen right there. Gunned up, lefty down the wire, looking right into the face of Konstantin Fedorov, who just had a great game the first day playing on a Dorito side.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, though Konstantin Fedorov is arguably the best player from last year, Mishka's the only one that shot anyone for Houston Heat so far in this match.
So 4-on-3 situation right now in favor of Edmonton Impact. You can see Greg Sewers, Tim Montresor right there on your screen.
And Greg Sewers gets a shot in on Chad George across the field from that Dorito 2, where you see him. That's Tim Montresor standing up at the can, doubled up right there with Josh Wilmette, number 81. Josh Wilmette gets pinched out of there, I think, by Konstantin Fedorov. Yes, by Konstantin Fedorov. Not enough room in there for 2 guys once players start getting up the field. The PSP shortened the field a little bit this year, you know, to make the action more intense, cut the angles down once you start advancing up the field. So that tall can, a good spot, but Konstantin Fedorov just doing work right now. He shoots out Tim Montresor.
Yeah, Montresor getting shot out of that back bunker, so still 2 bodies alive, Greg Sewers and Justin Rabikoff. And Justin Rabikoff, we saw his G count, his kill count, completely ridiculous for this event. He's really stepped it up this year after a lackluster 2012, at least by his standards, and that's Justin Rabikoff on your screen right now.
Yeah, Konstantin Fedorov having a game right now. We talked about him the other day. He had like 17, 18 kills that one game, and he was just running out to the Dorito side, shooting a guy on the break, coming down, and here he comes again.
Move. Konstantin Fedorov, does he trade out?
And he gets Greg Sewers, catches him sleeping. Justin Rabakov couldn't protect him. Konstantin Fedorov get a 4-pack this game.
Yeah, and Mishka able to stay alive and grab that flag. So here comes Houston Heat getting right back into it and scoring a point to tie it up. The score is now 1-1. We've seen some long points here, 16-19 remaining. And as the refs check them out, we're going to head to a commercial break. We'll be right back. So here we go, man. Such a crisp morning. Not as cloudless as the other 3 days of this competition have been so far. The coach for Houston Heat, Jason Trojan, animated. You don't normally see him that animated. He's such a calm and collected guy. So
he is really. I mean,
I think that's the most vocal, or at least animated, that I've seen him out there.
What's funny about Trojan is when you see him animated, he's still not like yelling at you. He's still just like, okay, this is what you need to do right here.
Yeah.
You know,
he was the coach of the year 2012 for sure. I mean, it's, Todd, you did a great job with Infamous last year, and SK did a great job, Kevin Brettauer with the Ironman, of course, Paul Richards with Damage, and Ryan Brand with X Factor. But man, you can't argue with success, and that man right there on your screen, Jason Trojan, is the best in the business as we speak, as far as coaches in this league are concerned.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he got my vote. I thought he did just a fantastic job. Just the way he did his approach to the whole game and what he does. And you can definitely see from the results.
So here we go on the breakout. There's big Dave Baines, and they lose Zane Yakmek off the break. And so Impact going to have to fight down one body as Houston Heat 5 strong. Oh no, they lose Chad George, and there goes Mishka Kiesnev up to that center. Looking at the D side cam, that's Konstantin Fedorov as he makes his move up to Dorito 2.
And Konstantin Fedorov in the Dorito 2. Dave Baines is going to get shot out. The referee checked him pretty quick there. Dave Baines playing his first point. Going to be eliminated really quick. There's Ryan Moorhead. I think Ryan Moorhead actually shot. No, Sam Monville's walking off right now. He got shot by Justin Cornell, who now is in Snake 3. The Snake side of the field for Houston Heat just not really getting it done over here. Sam Monville and Chad George, I mean, just really having a rough go this whole event. The most success Houston Heat had was when they put Ronnie Dizon over here in the Snake.
Yeah, Ronnie Dizon really stepped it up, and then right now Edmonton Impact Justin Cornell is just playing better than the Houston Heat Snake players over here. So nice job by Edmonton Impact as Justin Cornell and crew able to shoot out the 5 Houston Heat bodies, and they are going to hang that flag, and the score is going to be 2-1. Again, if you're just tuning in and you're unfamiliar with paintball, you see the flag right there. That's the whole point of the game. Point of the game is to grab that flag, which hangs in the center of the field, and then take it to the opponent's flag station. You want to avoid getting shot at the same time. There's 5 players on each team, and we're going to be right back after this as Ryan Moorhead about to score the point. So let's check out Justin Cornell's stats. He's ranked 44 right now, which, based on his play, I mean, I think that J-Rab's been stealing a lot of Justin Cornell's thunder this event. Not to take anything away from Justin Cornell. He's still awesome. Obviously did a great job there. But Justin Rabakov is really transcending. So, but Justin Cornell, the tag team of Justin Cornell and Justin Rabakov over here is really going to be tough for teams to beat if they're both playing phenomenal. And if Justin Cornell plays like he did that last point for the rest of today, and J-Rab plays like he's been playing for the whole event, it's going to be really tough to beat Impact. The score now 2-1.
Yeah, Justin Cornell. I mean, we've always seen him in the past, just the way that he plays the snake, you know, it's very unique. It's always very well communicated, you know, and that's all starts from Justin Cornell. He's had a few different partners over there on the snake side play with him, always been successful, but just the way that he organizes the attack down the snake, the communication, the way Impact plays. I mean, Impact, a lot of Impact style came from watching and playing with several of their guys, played with Dynasty for a little bit, you know, to gain that experience, like Josh Davey, Zach Yakimek, Josh Wamette. You know, those guys learned the style from the old Dynasty team and then brought that over to Impact. And, you know, one of the guys that just ran the snake for about 10 years straight was Angel Fragoza, just dominant in the snake side for Dynasty. And, you know, you can see Justin Cornell.
Ooh, and Justin Cornell slips a little bit off the break, but it looks like he's able to get in there clean, backed up by Justin Rabikoff. They're just running with those two guys on this side of the field. And Houston Heat, 5 players alive for them, but it looks like Edmonton Impact loses their new pickup for this season, Greg Sewers, and that's a big loss for them because he already has 3 confirmed kills in this game.
And on J&J Music Factory right there on your screen, trying to get in the snake, but here comes Konstantin Fedorov getting shot across the field, Matty.
Yeah. Well, Konstantin Fedorov's going to need to step it up here, man. His team's down by 1, and they need him playing well.
And Ronnie Dizon in the game now for Houston Heat, gets into that 50 Dorito over there, and the whole side of his field is eliminated. Actually, no. Joshua Met right there on your screen. He dipped over, and now he is in Dorito too.
So what's he trying to do right now, Matty? I mean, and Todd, is he trying to control, or does he want to go get to him right now?
He's thinking about it, but on the inside they got John Woodley.
Well, and then look at this, Todd. You know, you're looking up at this. What you see on your screen is that good field position. This hammer needs to get dropped eventually. You can see by the body language of this player right here. He's going to either cut on the inside or come down the tape. Coming down the tape would probably be the best right now, though. The issue is that you can see this player right here, his gun is going down that wire, protecting his player, so.
And like you said, there he goes, Matty, going on the inside, but getting clipped out on the process by John Woodley.
And only 1 body left alive now. That's Sam Monville on your screen. He's gonna dip into the snake. Justin Cornell, the last body alive, trying to fight, but loses a gun battle to John Woodley in the 50 Dorito. And Sam Monville getting in the game here. They really need him to produce. He was the rock last year. We'll be right back. 2-2 ball game, 12:49 left to go.
So here we go. This game brought to you by Extreme Pros in Los Angeles and Garden Grove. Awesome shop there. Go to extremepros.paintball.com and, you know, really help support our sponsors here. If you're in the LA area, definitely check out their shop. So this game here is all tied up at 2 apiece in Battle of the Titans. And our defending champs, Houston Heat, playing really the team that was the story of the offseason. I mean, there's so many crazy offseason stories. Go to paintballaccess.com and check out a lot of the information about who's playing on what team now. Is craziness in the offseason. But Edmonton Impact picking up Dave Baines and Justin Rabikoff from Tampa Bay Damage. They also got Greg Sewers, who was the best player for Los Angeles Infamous last year. And the ownership of that team, Bart Yakmek right there, really trying to take his team to another level and win a championship. And this is a good test for them. They couldn't get a better test than this test right now. And there's Konstantin Fedorov, who, if the players voted on an MVP for last season, it would have been Konstantin Fedorov for sure. And it looks like we have Lauren with Nick Sloviak on the sidelines. Lauren, what's going on over there?
Hey guys, I'm in the Heat pit down here with Nick Sloviak. Nick, you guys have managed to tie it up, but what do you need to do to make sure you take the lead?
We need to shoot guys on the break, which we didn't do. And then just move down the field together as a team.
What's Impact doing that is so strong that you guys are trying to counteract?
I mean, they're just playing good, consistent paintball. That's all they're doing. Nothing special. We know where they're going. We know what they're doing. And so we just got to do the same thing and win the game.
All right, we'll see if they can do that. Back to you, Maddie.
Wow, major penalty by Justin Rabikoff right there, on Justin Rabikoff. And that is the last thing that Edmonton Impact needed at this particular moment, with the game tied up here at 2 apiece. 12-14 left to go.
But can they capitalize on it, Maddie? I mean, Impact is good about crossing it up and grinding those points out. If you're in a situation where you have a 2-minute penalty major that does not come off, they're really good about grinding that down.
Yeah, the issue though is that they don't, well, I was gonna say, there we go. Can they shoot somebody real quick and try to stop the momentum of Houston Heat? They were able to get a shot on Sam Monville here off the snake side, a little bit off the screen over there. And now that's the lineup for Impact, trying to have to dig deep and take that 2-minute major penalty. As the time, you see they're under the Impact logo starting to tick off, and 2-minute majors will kill you.
Yeah, all 3 bodies on the Dorito side for Edmonton Impact. 4 bodies left alive. They had the advantage. Sam Monville got clipped trying to come down the snake. Big Sergey's in the Losoya bunker on Impact side of the field right now, trying to wrap and get a shot on that Dorito too. Dave Baines locking up that alley, not gonna let anybody come down and bunker his teammates out of those Doritos, but he's feeling the pinch. Fedorov is over here in Snake 2. He's trying to pinch him out, but Dave Baines gets clipped. Sergey walks off the field. 2 bodies left alive for Impact. Fedorov in Snake 3, trying to get the angle across the field. Looked like he might have just gotten shot. And Fedorov gets clipped in the goggles, and he's coming off right now.
You know, great play right there across the field by Ryan Moorhead. I mean, Edmonton Impact just trying to grind this penalty down. D-side camera, you got Ryan Dizon right there trying to make something happen over here.
Yeah, I mean, 5 seconds left. Justin Rabikoff's going to come out of the box. If he can make it out, it'll actually give Impact a body advantage. And Justin Rabikoff comes straight out of the box. Ryan Moorhead takes off, bunkers Ronnie Dizon, and shoots John Woodley.
Great move right there by Ryan Moorhead. We've been talking about him a lot this weekend, playing really, really well over there on the D side. Yeah, so Impact doing a good job of fighting through that penalty. And in fact, Justin Rabikoff's the one that hangs the flag. That's crazy. It's so hard to get out of that box because we have no back center on this field.
Oh wait, I don't know. They're kind of giving the once over, and you see the shoulder shrug from Justin Rabikoff. Uh-oh, did he get the flag? I don't see, the point hasn't gone up yet. Oh, point's up, so we're gonna be right back after this. And we are back here as we see Edmonton Impact, who are now up 1 against the reigning champs, Houston Heat. Let's check out this replay. And here's the penalty. There's Justin Rabikoff, right-hand portion of your screen, purple beanie. Rolling his gun. And there it is, boom, bam. Yeah, that's gonna get you a major penalty 10 times out of 10. Giant beacon on his head, still rolling his gun.
He's like,
oh,
what?
Wait, what? Where am I hit?
What happened? What happened?
The trajectory of that ball was kind of weird.
It was weird, actually.
You know, it looked like, I mean, that was just a drop right in on his head.
1 second.
That's crazy. Nice shot.
3-2 in favor of Impact right now on your screen. Edmonton Impact right there. Justin Cornell coming all the way out to the snake side. Getting shot on the break, though, Maddie.
Yeah, Justin Cornell not able to get out here on the snake side. So in the driver's seat over here, you're looking at the snake side for Houston Heat. Konstantin Fedorov now makes his debut over here this particular game. Over on the snake side, he's been on the Dorito side. And then look at this, Edmonton Impact. Oh, that's a tough spot. Look how tight they're getting in there.
Yeah. You know, they're playing really tight. I mean, that's a hard bunker right there. You got right there, Gobet, and also Ryan Moorhead trying to stay tight. There goes Ryan Moorhead trying to get up the field to the tower, shutting down that Dorito side of the field, Matty.
Yeah, so there we go. Houston Heat now 4 bodies alive. Another one coming off is Monville. So Sam Monville getting shot out early again. We haven't been calling Monville's name a lot here.
I was just going to say that, Matty. Unfortunately, the Monville, a huge producer for Houston Heat. Unfortunately, not this tournament.
Well, and Chris, look, he doesn't have any confirmed kills at this match. Woodley's got 2, Dizon's got 2, Sergey Solnyskov's got 3, Fedorov's got 6. Where's Sam Monville at?
Well, I mean, you know what? I was talking to him. He's very disappointed with his play this weekend. And sometimes you just have one of those weekends, Matty.
It's true.
I mean, I've had him.
We've all had him.
I've had Swedish. And Sweden, I got shot in the goggles in the first 5 seconds of every game. We won the tournament, but I played 25 seconds in 10 games.
Speaking of getting shot in the goggles, there's Sergey, who gets blasted there out of his bunker. And here comes Edmonton Impact, gonna score another one. So stealing that momentum away from Houston Heat. 8 minutes and 43 seconds remain, and we're gonna be right back.
What's up? This is Greg with Impact. What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball? The Spire is smaller, lighter, holds more paint, easier to use, easier to take apart, easier to change back and forth from a lid to a speed feed, and most importantly, never jams. Find out more at virtuespire.com.
Hey, it's Nick Slovak with Houston Heat. What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball? The Spire is smaller, lighter, holds more paint, easier to use, easier to take apart, easier to change back and forth from a lid to a speed feed, and most importantly, the thing never jams. Find out more at virtuespire.com.
While you are sitting at home, Texas, Storm, Bloom, and Houston Heat are here in Dallas, wearing Raza.
So here we go, Edmonton Impact stealing the momentum from Houston Heat. The score 4-2, and let's see who's gonna take the field for Houston Heat. Looks like they're bringing Sergey Solnyskov, John Woodley, Konstantin Fedorov, Chad George, and Mikhail Kiesnev to start this next point, and they need big points out of these guys. These are the defending champs, and if they lose this game, they're out. That's it, the tournament's over for them.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this tournament. I mean, you know, both teams are playing extremely well. I mean, they're both coming out strong. They have good streak, good snake presence, also good Dorito side presence. But it's just a battle of attrition, you know, Matty. I mean, Justin Rabikov's playing really well. Justin Cornell, J&J Music Factory. You got Ryan Moorhead going well. Look at Ryan Moorhead right there, ready to go. Split screen breakout on your left-hand side. You have Edmonton Impact on the right-hand side. Houston Heat taking the breakout.
And Houston Heat going to come down here to the snake corner, shoot Ryan Moorhead off the break, and Zane Yakimek walking off the field right now. So 5-on-3 body advantage. Fedorov back over on the Dorito side now. Chad George coming out here to the snake side, getting into snake 2. There you see him. That blur across the screen was Zach Yakimek filling the snake corner, trying to give Justin Rabikov some help, who's here in the second temple. There's Chad George turning the corner. He gets into snake 3. Tim Montresor, he dives into Dorito 1, try and spread the field a bit. Justin Rabikov has just snuck into snake 2.
50 Dorito across the field right now. Houston Heat has the 50 Dorito, also the 50 snake almost. Bad, looking really bad right now for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, well, they still got that lead, so all they need to do is just take as much time off the clock. But Houston Heat in the driver's seat with Chad George at snake 3. And Justin Rabikov's backing up off that spot. It's kind of blocked out from the logo up there, but you can, there's Justin Rabikov trying to sneak a shot in on that Dorito side of the field.
Yeah, and Chad George. I mean, last year, Chad George would have run down Justin Rabikov by now. It's 5-on-3. Go get Justin Rabikov off the field.
Well, and another thing, too, is that there's no one looking down this side. There, Chad George finally pops up and realizes that, look, man, there's not a lot of guns your way. Justin Rabikov's squeezing his gun, and his back player, Yakimek, is looking inside as well. So, you know, John Woodley is doing a great job as the back player over here right now, backing up Chad George, owning his mirror, owning the bunker you see there left, that stand-up can towards the end of the snake. There, finally, now he's battling down this snake side and give Rabikov something to work with.
And see, I can see Chad George jumping on the highway, and by the highway, I mean inside the snake. I can see Chad George jumping inside the snake, running down Justin Rabikoff to open this side of the field up for these guys.
Yeah, but the longer you give Justin Rabikoff to play and search for kills, that's when he starts picking your team apart. You can't just let him sit all the way 3 feet off the back of Snake 1 and start digging for kills when you're up 5 on 3. Get the guns rolling. Chad George, get up and execute. Got Sergey behind him. There's Justin Rabikoff talking to his sidelines. He's going to come back into the second snake right there.
Yeah, Justin
he's having
talking to his coach.
Extreme long conversation, it looked like there for 1 second, Matty. He was just staring. He was like, what's going on, man? I don't really know.
Oh, it looks like Fedorov catches one, and that's 50.
And this is what I'm talking about right here.
Look at this. Justin Rabikoff shooting number 23.
Sergey right there out of that spot.
That was a great shot, Matty.
Yeah, see, this is why you have to go get Justin Rabikoff off the field when you have the opportunity. I mean, Chad George was notorious last year for just getting that body off the field and letting Monville come in and clean up the madness. He's got Woodley behind him right now. There's Zach Yakimek on your screen, number 10 for Impact. And Justin Rabikoff, now the aggressor, jumps outside the snake. He's looking to make a move. John Woodley bumps up the field into the temple.
And Jordan Woodley, another player, he's fantastic. He's come out of his shell. The guy, I mean, he really impressed me last year for sure. Well, shooting Justin Rabikoff diving across the snake.
Well, hey, Woodley needs to step up right here, and so does Chad George. They're losing this game, so regardless of what any of the other players just did, they need to take it upon themselves to get these kills. They're looking at 3 bodies. It's only 2 of them, but they got to try to make it happen here, man. 5 minutes remaining.
And what do we think Impact's doing right now, Matt? Do you think they're just chilling out? I mean, they're renowned for just chilling out and shooting their lanes and just chilling out.
With 3 bodies, that's all they need to do. They are up a body right now and up 2 points. So the ball is in Houston Heat's court. It's in John Woodley and Chad George's court. They have to put together some sort of aggression very soon, or if you're Jason Trojan, Todd, you're going to throw that flag or you're going to concede the point.
Yeah, and Tim Montreser's in the same position as Chad George was a minute ago. Nobody's looking at him. He's sitting in that corner. The last 2 Heat players are focused solely on Justin Rabikoff. Tim Montreser could easily get up, run down the field right now, and shoot Woodley in the back.
But such a smart player is Tim Montreser. He knows what's going on. He doesn't have to go. He can just chill out. But watch this. I guarantee if John Woodley comes up, Tim Montreser will definitely go to the 50 Dorito.
John Woodley came out of that mini race. He's sitting in the pin just to the side of the snake right now. There's Rabikoff on your screen. He's got Zach Yakimek behind him. There's Woodley being the aggressor here. They're down bodies. It's a 3-on-2. Impact with 3.
Oh, John Woodley taking one on the left wrist. And Justin Rabikoff also getting shot.
And now it's just up to Chad George, man. So Jason Trojan's going to roll it out here. 2 bodies, and then they finally blow the horn. So that's a tough one because now that's going to make it 5-2 with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left. So look for some very aggressive points from Houston Heat in those red jerseys, man. Like they have no choice but to head into the breach as hard as they possibly can go, because they are going to lose this game if they don't push aggressively and use the time remaining to score those points. We're going to be right back after this. All right, we're in the Impact pits. Let's listen in here for a second.
That's huge. If you 3 on 5 in positions like that, we can live all day. Fuck yeah. That was good.
All right, so yeah, man, Yakimek brothers right there, Zane and Zach Yakimek, and also Ryan Moorhead, who's had a great event so far here, and they are looking astounding, playing the defending champions. Be such a gigantic moral and confidence boost for Edmonton Impact heading into the semifinals if they were to take down Houston Heat. And what it would be terrible for Houston Heat to get knocked out of the tournament this early, considering how well they did last year at every event.
Well, also consider that the last game that they played in the prelims was against X Factor, who's trying to just stay in the Champions Division, and they lost 7-6. They could have very easily had the bye and automatically been in the top 4.
Oh, a major penalty. As you see, look at the other side of the field right now. Houston Heat going down the other side of the field, but you see the bottom side of your screen. Major penalty on Chad George right there.
Yeah, that's gonna do it, man. That's it. This game's over, man. Chad George's major penalty just sealed the deal here for Edmonton Impact. You can't let a team like Edmonton Impact play with a one-body advantage for 3 minutes and you're already down 3 points. That's it. Houston Heat, their fate has been sealed by Chad George getting that major penalty.
And very uncharacteristic of Chad George. He's not a big penalty getter. Unfortunately, right now, Houston Heat just not playing up to their capability. They're just not playing. They're just not playing to the top level right now. I mean, I'm not sure what it is, but
I'll tell you what it is. They got no production out of their snake side this whole weekend. They won their first. They won their first games. They beat CEP. They beat Dynasty, which was probably the game that they really looked like they played the best.
But that was a close game too. Dynasty gave them a match.
Yes,
that was
they
a
definitely
1-point
did.
game.
Yeah, and they both played pretty good. And then they pounded Excessive and lost to X Factor. You know, and every one of those games, they just, I mean, Sam Monville and Chad George had great seasons last year, but just weren't effective this event.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and unfortunately, I mean, high hope. You can never count anybody out of this league. There's the talent level that I've seen this weekend is surpassed every talent level I've seen for a long time. So we have a timeout on Houston Heat right now. Let's just go to commercial. We'll talk about this in 2 seconds, Matty.
ANSgear.com has the world's largest inventory of paintball equipment, including guns, masks, loaders, paintballs, tanks, and clothing. With free shipping on all orders over $100. Shop now at ANSgear.com.
So on the timeout, Houston Heat's coach, Jason Trojan, probably a little frustrated, very frustrated with his team's performance here. And Todd, I think you broke it down right. They just weren't able to get any sort of production or consistent production on the Snake side, and that's a story often told. That's what kills teams. We saw all year. Let's check out this replay here. On the break, there's Chad George, and he was the one that got the penalty. Let's see where that shot came from. And he's good. He's still, there's the shot, I think, on his arm right there.
Left arm.
Left arm. Yeah,
left elbow.
Pretty massive.
Oh, maybe not.
Well, no, that's the bunker. I'm sorry.
That's the bunker. Yeah, I couldn't see it, but then the referee starts. So referee's in there checking him out.
Oh, it's probably actually in the side. We're up here 100 feet away.
Well, also that we couldn't see it from that angle.
Left leg.
Yeah.
Left leg.
Oh, on the ankle.
Yeah,
on the ankle. Good call, Todd.
Okay, yeah.
Good, Todd. Way to go.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd be able to see it from this angle, but good call, Todd. So,
and the paint, the manufacturer's paint is so good these days. The refs, it makes the refs' jobs a lot easier.
Well, we're talking about paint earlier and how awesome it is to shoot fresh paint at the events. The paint is so brittle sometimes when you get shot, like
you can't feel it.
Huh? Yeah, and you don't even get that bad of welts when you're playing.
I feel it.
I just don't pay attention. You're always about 2-3 feet away from people when you get shot.
I just don't pay attention to it. But no, he's right though. The paint has gotten so good, Matty, that sometimes it breaks on you. You can barely feel this paint because the manufacturers are doing such a good job at it.
Yeah, it's very true. So Edmonton Impact 6-2.
I was not expecting this right here.
I thought we'd see a better game.
Me as well, actually.
I really thought we'd saw, with the year they had last season and the fact that they didn't change a thing. They didn't change one roster slot at all. And you're looking at the exact same team especially with the golden three. With the Russians, Mishka, Fedorov, and Sergey had outstanding events last year.
Well, Sergey played huge for them last year. And in this match particular, he got shot early a couple times. Definitely didn't help because they depend on him to be the second guy over there on the Dorito side and make moves.
Do you think that not having a back center bunker is affecting teams like that?
I don't think so, because look at Houston Heat's lineup. I mean, we really haven't seen a lot of their back players. Like, we haven't seen Nick Slowiak get a bunch of kills. I'm sorry, get a bunch of spins, because, you know, this is a really aggressive field. And that's, oh, look at this major penalty on Impact now. And they're trying to make it a game.
I think that might have been a minor penalty. But you know what, Maddie, you said this best yesterday. Why? You're up 6-2. Why cheat? Why would you do those kind of penalties? I just don't understand that myself.
Well, I'd have to see the replay. I couldn't see exactly what happened. I was looking the other way. See Jason Trojan out there.
Yeah, he wants to know why Ryan Moorhead didn't get a penalty. Ryan Moorhead was instructed to leave the same way Chad was, and Ryan Moorhead sat there and kept playing it. And Chad George earned a major penalty for that. So Jason Trojan, I guarantee, is out there going, why is Ryan's not a major penalty? And then Tim Montresor also got shot and had to be instructed off the field and didn't leave with the quickness, and he only got a yellow flag. So I think they're going to take a look at this. The referees are talking about it right now. I mean, there's 2:23 left to go in this game. It's a 6-3 ball game.
You know, and in the pits, we saw us 1 second ago. That was Houston Heat looking at Sam Monville, Chad George, you know, but Jason Trojan just kind of wonder what's going on. You have Mishka right there and Konstantin Fedorov. Like, I mean, it's still a 6-3 game. Still have a major penalty. 107 left on the penalty. 2:23 left in the game. What do you do right here? Do you just come out 4 alive and just kind of cross it up, Todd?
I mean, I think they tried to do that last point. They got kind of chopped up. Let's check out this replay. So here you have Zach Yakimek on your screen. There's Tim Montresor up top. The referee tells him to get out. And then
comes the flag.
So I'm not sure if actually there's anybody left to pull after that. I think they actually changed it to a major anyway, so that penalty is going to stay on the board regardless.
That was a playing on penalty. You know, on your screen right now, J&J Music Factory, Justin Cornell, Justin Rabikoff in the pits right now. Chad, hey, we talked about him and how good of a team player he is. Nick Slowiak from Houston Heat.
Yeah, so we're going to head to a commercial. We'll be right back after this. And we're looking at Chad George, Mikhail Kiesnev, as well as Konstantin Fedorov, Sergei Solnaiskov. Actually, I think Fedorov's sitting this point.
Oh, there he is.
No,
right
there he is right there, walking out. So now with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left, and we have ourselves a 3-point match. I don't think there's enough time. We'll see, though. Looks like we have Lauren on the sidelines. Lauren, what's going on down there?
Down here on the sidelines, during that timeout, David Baines and Ryan Moorhead were talking to the refs, trying to figure out what those penalties were for. Sounds like Montresor is going to be in the box. Ryan Moorhead was debating that he did not play on after finding out that he was hit. Not sure what the final call is, but I'm sure they'll be letting us know shortly. Back to you, Maddie.
Thanks, Lauren. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be really tough for Houston Heat to put 3 points on the board in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. However, Todd, you want to make it easy for you to score fast points? Play against 3 players and shoot one off the break. And,
yeah.
And it's pretty much the rest of the game they're going to have to play with at least that major. So if they lose this point, though, one of those penalties is going to come off the board, because minors come off the board if you lose a point.
And 2 bodies out to the snake side for Impact. Justin Rabikoff playing straight up. Justin Cornell shooting across the field. There's Mishka on your screen in the middle of the field. We're going to see Houston Heat right now. 20 seconds already ticking off the clock. Ronnie Dizon into the 50 Dorito. I mean, the back Dorito. There's Mishka right there in the middle of the field. Fedorov swinging over. He's coming around into the Dorito 3. They're rapping on Justin Cornell pretty hard right now. Justin Rabikoff is going to turn and shoot Ronnie Dizon in the face.
But guys, the time, there's not enough time right now. They have to push faster than this, but they're getting chewed up trying to do it. And so good job by the 3 players. Ooh, Justin Cornell finally gets shot, but still looks like Sewers and Justin Rabikoff are still alive.
Justin Rabikoff getting cyclops right there. Third eye blind.
Here comes the hammer.
Oh, that's Sergey in the 50 Dorito, and he's coming. Fedorov is over here on the snake side. Moorhead comes out of the box and gets chewed up. And Greg Sewers, the last body for Impact, he gawks off the field. So Heat, they score a point. Took them about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Make it 6-4. Still 48 seconds on the penalty, though, for Impact. We'll be right back after these messages.
Next season on the roster.
We're looking for a guy that's like on our heels every weekend.
My name is Wesley Ward. I'm 23. I'm from Macon, Georgia.
Scott Kemp, age 26, born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
The attitude thing, man, it's one of those things. Some people like it, some don't.
JT Splatmaster is here to get you in the game. Target up top. It accurately shoots up to 100+ feet with awesome ammo that splats when it hits. And the JT Splatmaster has intense pump action.
I got the play! Yeah! Did you crush my begonias?
JT Splatmaster, get in the game. You can look for the JT Splatmaster in the sporting goods section at these fine retailers or at jtsplatmaster.com. For ages 9 and up, must be 18 or older to purchase. Adult supervision required. JT Splatmaster and accessories sold separately. Optics goggles must be worn at all times.
So here we go, just 1 minute and 11 seconds remain. And look at this heads up here, right here. Justin Rabikoff versus Konstantin Fedorov. Both of them playing outstanding this event, but Justin Rabikoff, I feel, is playing the best out of everyone in Impact right now. He's ranked 7th overall at this event, 1.15 kills every single point that he's out there, 31 total for the event. And man, I'll tell you what, but Fedorov, he's balling out of control this weekend too, but just not enough. And it's not really Fedorov that's the problem out there for Heat, Todd. Like you said, they're just not getting consistent production on the snake side of the field. Whereas Justin Rabikoff is tearing people apart on the snake side of the field all tournament long.
On the reg, Justin Rabikoff getting in that snake, man. I mean, he has made people wear it from that spot all weekend. 4 bodies live. Same breakout as last time for Impact, except they have an extra body now in that can, Zach Yakimek. And they're just going to get to those spots and cross it up. They shoot John Woodley on the break.
You know, there's 1 minute left in this game. They're down 2 points. You got to get up and go. You have nothing to lose right now. Well, besides the tournament, obviously.
Well, look at this right here. There's no one past here on the field. Everyone's in the back bunkers for Impact. Why? Because all they need to do is just gun up on these lanes. All they're seeing is tips of barrels and edges of goggles as they're just looking at all these lanes as a push comes hot and heavy from Heat, but it's just not going to be enough here. 21 seconds left to play in regulation. This game is going to end shortly, and no matter what, Heat's throwing it damage. I'm sorry, at Impact, they're absorbing it, even though they're taking hits doing it.
Yeah, you know, and unfortunately for Houston Heat, I mean, Impact going down right now, another body, Tim Montressor getting shot, but too little, too late.
Yeah,
that's going to do it. 6-4 in favor of Edmonton Impact, Maddie.
Yeah, just Edmonton Impact kind of shot themselves in the foot towards the end of this game by getting those penalties, but it didn't matter because they have their guys stepping up right now. They came to play here on Sunday. They're hungry for that victory.
And I was going to say that. Is this, to you, Todd, is this a huge upset, or is this the coming of New Age? I mean, Edmonton Impact coming in strong, stacking their roster with, you know, Justin Rabikoff, JJ Music Factory. You have Big Dave Baines. I mean, is this an upset, or do you think this is just the competition?
I think this was just a battle of two really, really good teams on Sunday at the first tournament of the year. And Impact came a little bit more hungry. Yeah, they picked up a bunch of players, you know, bought a big roster, but I mean, it comes down to what happens on the field, and Edmonton Impact just seemed like they wanted it more today.
Yeah, I totally agree. They look a little hungrier, and that's a team that hasn't won a tournament in this league in a long time, whereas Heat's coming off a 3-win year and a world championship, so probably honestly not as hungry as Impact, and it shows. You can see that out there in the performances. So, you know, we've been hearing a lot about all these parties everyone's having literally around the world. New Zealand, heard them from Scandinavia, all over the place, Europe, all over the States. Who has the biggest PBA party? Take a picture of your party, post it on Instagram and tag #PBA and @Paintball Access. The winning image will be featured on the webcast, and I know how crazy you paintball people are, so let's keep it G-rated. So looks like we have Lauren Kelly on the sidelines with Justin Rabakoff. What's going on, Lauren?
Hey guys, down on the sidelines at Cousins Paintball with Justin Rabakoff from Impact. That was an awesome match. You guys did a great job. It seemed almost like a battle of who could get to the 51st. Do you think whoever gets there pretty much takes control of the match?
Well, I would say anybody watching that game, whoever makes it to the 51st would be false, because they were in that 50 Dorito and in that snake every single point, and somehow we just dug him out and were able to shoot him out of that 50 Dorito every time. The beginning of the game, we just came out super hot. We went up 4-1, and then we went up 6-2. From there, with about 4 minutes left, it's hard to come back. So we just kind of crossed it up from there and tried to kill as much time as we could. We got those 2 penalties, the major and the minor, didn't help, but by that time, it was just a little too late.
So you and Montressor were both in the box at one point, and it's really hard to get out of the box successfully. What were you thinking as the clock was ticking and your time was coming up to run out?
I'm just thinking, what's the best possible way to get out without being shot? Because in the situation where I came out, it was a 2-on-2. So me coming out of the box and living makes it a 3-on-2. So that's an easy swing, and that's exactly what happened. I got out of the box clean, and we just managed to pick up that 3-on-2.
All right, well, congratulations on that win. We'll have to see what happens next. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Well, and as Impact's going over a little meeting right there, we'd like to thank our sponsors here for the PSP, Empire, GI Sports, DLX, as well as Dye Precision, and all of these companies, such huge motivating factors here in this sport. Planet Eclipse, of course, and HK Army going big this year. So thank you very much to all the PSP sponsors making this happen here, as well as the match sponsor for this one, Extreme Pros. And we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere.